Welcome back to the WSXM channel. So let's just dive right into this video. So there was a coup in Madagascar. Finally, the president was ousted on October 12th, President Andre Rajoelina, and he basically when he's ousted, he took off, and the French military plane took him to France. But before we dive into it, listen to the coverage of this first, and then we'll talk about that. Take a listen. Boom.
Madagascar's President Andre Rajoelina has fled the country aboard a French military aircraft, according to the French radio RFI's reporting on Monday. The embattled leader was reportedly flown out following a deal brokered with French President Emmanuel Macron as political crisis deepens in the island nation. NTV's Catherine Omwanto reports that the escape is not enough for the angered people of Madagascar.
From social media to the streets and into decision-making rooms, the pressure on Madagascar's President Hans Rajoelina has been rising. He has tried to contain it, making promises, but so far in vain. Rajoelina finds himself increasingly isolated after losing the support of CAPSAT, a key elite army unit that joined thousands of young protesters demanding his resignation over corruption, poverty, and poor governance. What began as demonstrations over water and power shortages on September 25th has rapidly escalated into a full-blown political revolt in the former French colony. In a dramatic escalation of events, CAPSAT, the very elite unit that helped Rajoelina seize power in a 2009 coup, has now turned against him. On Sunday, CAPSAT officers announced they had taken command over the country's security operations and would coordinate all branches of the military from their base on the outskirts of the capital, Antananarivo. Rajoelina was expected to address the nation on Monday at 7 p.m. local time, with the presidency posting a notice on its official social media platform. However, before that could happen, the president was evacuated from the country by a French military plane as protests and a military mutiny threatened to topple his government, French media firm RFI reported. It adds that the evacuation followed an agreement with French President Emmanuel Macron. French authorities say they are not intervening in Madagascar's internal crisis. On Monday, thousands of people gathered in a square in the capital chanting, "The president must quit now." Last week, President Rajoelina had appealed to protesters to give him 1 year, pledging to step aside if his final efforts to meet their expectations failed. But the demonstrators, most of them young people and university students, are demanding immediate resignation and an apology to the nation, dissolution of both the Senate and the Electoral Commission.
So there you have it. So we heard that he was taken in by the French. Why? Because secretly he became a French citizen in 2014, and he hid this fact from his people. So that shows that he had ill intent, and he was also working with the French. So when I say coups happening all over the country, but for some reason the French are always involved. You know that it's a former French colony as well. So, but anyway, so you see, while the Gen Z was thousands of people, tens of thousands of people was protesting and demonstrating, the military came in, and instead of they go against the protesters, they join in and walk with them and protest as well. And why were they protesting? Because, as I heard, it's because of lack of helping the youth, also corruption, and everything that he promised he would do for the country, and the country ended up becoming worse off than when he was before he get into power. So he did a horrible job. He only went in it to enrich himself. But also, let's listen to what the military put out a statement, a quick statement. Take a listen to the statement, and then we'll continue. Boom.
From now on, all orders of the Malagasy Army, whether land, air, or the Navy, will originate from CAPSAT headquarters. Furthermore, we invite the Malagasy people and all of those in the General Staff to work together to protect the people and the property for the good of all and for the homeland.
So there you have it. So even the military, and let me just say it before, the military is the one who put him in power because he went into power via coup. He ousted the president, sitting president in 2009, I think it was, and he became president. So he became president via coup, and he promised he will do as with the all his promised they're gonna clean up corruption, they're gonna build the country's economy and help the youth, which was he did the opposite because they have electrical outages for days, they have water issues with supply in the country. Economic was in decline, but yet they are getting richer and richer. So the same army that helped him to gain power is the same army who turns against him in 2025 on October 12th when he was ousted. And then the new president, which was sworn in on Friday, was um, Colonel Michael Rajorina. So he's a new president. He's already sworn in, and he's a colonel. So I believe military personnel are best to run countries because they are more disciplined and they have more um, loyalty to the people and to their country. So this is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple of days. 'Cause you already know the UN, of course, going to go against it. They already put out a statement, and the African Union, which I have no idea why the African Union is joining with the UN because they know what was going on in Madagascar all this time. Corruption, enriching of politicians, enriching themselves. The country getting worse off financially, and they are running down the country into the ground as if it is a third world country. And this is what some of these puppet presidents do. They make the country become so dire, and then they ask um, for aid from European countries and from the US, and then they don't give up things. That's how they become to give up. They give up resources, they give up land and these things to you as a ploy to to say that they are going to help the country when in fact they're enriching themselves even more. So the fact that he became, I said again, he became a French national in 2014 and he hit it, shows you his intention he had all this time was never to help the country, was to promote the French game plan basically, and to make sure France garner the resources and the wealth from the country while the country suffers. So let's hope this new president, Colonel Mikhail, will make a big difference. And as we can see, we have a track record of African countries who have colonels or military generals who become presidents tend to do a better job. And ex- we have examples currently, which is Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Togo as well, and Chad. These guys are military leaders, and the countries have become better off since they take power. So let's hope Madagascar have the same positive impact on the country as the new president is sworn in with his comrades, and let's see what they do onward. But it's surprising we haven't heard much of this in the news. Why? I think because the president, as I said, was a French citizen. He became undercover, become a French citizen, holding a passport of the French. And then if he was ousted so like that and then the French didn't say anything about it, that means something is being hidden. So we'll see as time goes on what comes out about this story, about this coup, because it's not in the media at all. It's surprising to me. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Boom.